Hi, if you're a marketing researcher out there, you may have noticed that your objectives for your yearly bonus have probably shifted in the last couple of years. And if they haven't, they're going to soon. Why? Because CMOs and CEOs are looking for you to do one thing and almost one thing only, is to increase market value for your brand. It's being pushed on your marketers, it's being pushed on your innovators, and even your marketing research group, right? So it's no longer, can you just say, I'm going to provide better insights? You need to really think about increasing market value for your brand. And one of the easiest ways you can do this is by creating sticky customers. Now, the first thing that comes up to mind when we think about creating sticky customers is how do we create loyal customers? The first thing I'm going to tell you right here is if you want to create real market value for your brand and increase the brand value, stop trying to create brand loyalty. Here's why. Brand loyalty is really about generating sales for your brand. And yeah, I guess in cases that you can create enough brand loyalty that you're going to increase sales. The problem with brand loyalty is that it doesn't go as strong, or it's not as big an idea as creating brand advocates through being brand or having brand attachment, right? So the first thing I want you to do is go way beyond brand loyalty, because brand loyalty is often transactional. Brand attachment is something entirely different that will benefit your brand for many years. So what you want to do first is think about, okay, what's the difference between brand loyalty and brand attachment? So brand loyalty is when your brand is attaching itself to the principles or maybe ideals or standards of your customers. So what you do is you figure out what are the values of your customers, what do they believe in, and then you establish that your brand is also connected with that. Here's the issue, is that our beliefs, our values, our standards change quite often based upon what's happening in the environment when we're making a decision, what's happening socially when we're making a decision. So if you're going to attach yourself to somebody's values or maybe standards that they have for the category, here's what I believe the category stands for, be careful, because those things shift a lot, especially in the world of change that we live in now. Now, brand attachment is something very different. Brand attachment is when you are creating a linkage, not between you and what they need for the category and what their standards are for the category. Brand attachment is when you link to the emotional connection of what they stand for as human beings. It goes way outside of the brand and way outside of the category. So attachment is really focused much more as thinking about your customer as human beings, not as customers, not as consumers. And it's a very important point. Let me show you how we get to brand advocacy. So there is a company that I'm fascinated with right now. It's called 3 Nails, right down here. 3 Nails. And it's a sports athletic company. And I found them on Facebook, or maybe they found me through some targeting, and I immediately loved the product. Simple designs. I love the fabric. It's basically workout gear. And it's obviously residing for Christians. It's focused on Christians, right? So now they never asked me whether I was a Christian or not. They have no idea. I bought this stuff off of Facebook and then it got shipped to me. Very cool things what they did. They created, if they would have looked at my unmet needs, they would have said, oh my gosh, in the athletic gear, we need to have like very classic styled, one color, great, material that whisks sweat away, etc. And they'd be competing against Nike and Under Armour. And frankly, they're a little bit more expensive because it's a little higher quality shirt. So yeah, maybe they would have targeted me in a good way, and maybe I would have found value there. A week after I bought this, they didn't send me an email saying, how did you like your purchase? They actually sent me a devotion, a Christian devotion. I thought that was really smart. It has nothing to do with their product at all. They weren't selling me on anything. They understood, or they believe they understood, that as a Christian, what I'm going to want to do is I'm every day striving to become a better person, right? And because of that, they were sending me things in the email to show me that they cared about me as a person. So once a week, I get an email, very short devotion to read, and it's just from their CEO, and he just says something and with a couple of sayings. I thought it was brilliant, because now I want to advocate on their behalf, because they don't care about me as a customer nearly as much as they care about me as a human being. And that provides a much deeper level of connection with that brand. And I'm telling you, I will advocate on their behalf. I will fight for them. And I've only known them now for about 2 weeks, but I thought the way that they handled me as a human being is a much more powerful thing than anything Nike or Under Armour could have done by trying to identify my unmet needs and maybe a value that I had. They speak to me as a customer of theirs. Three Nails does not think of me as a customer. I don't feel like they do. They think of me as a human being that they're trying to make help me get better. So, reason why I wanted you to know this is that's how you create real brand value, using behavioral psychology to understand there is a difference between loyalty and this idea of brand attachment. When you speak to somebody's core identity and not their unmet needs, you're going to be in a much bigger place to create that brand value and the market share that you really want to get for your brand.